Hello there. Good morning. Welcome to Tuesday, which if you put it together from the trivia game, if you're watching this on YouTube, you did not see the trivia game, but it is National French Fry Day.
My favorite food.
But you're allergic to French fries, aren't you?
Well, I'm allergic to white potatoes.
Oh, okay. Whoa, Dave C. Was that 10?
Damn.
No, 5 gifted subs. Thank you very much.
Damn
Appreciate
boy.
that.
What happened?
What do you mean what happened?
Why?
Oh, Dave C is one of the people that always drops in here with a bunch of gifted subs, so we appreciate that very much. Thank you, Lisa and Jen, also with the gifted subs this morning, and Heather with her own subscription for 8 months. We actually just ran through level 3 of the hype train. A couple things we're going to talk about as this hype train continues. I don't know. What do we say?
Well, what are you trying? Is it ending or is it continuing?
It's continuing.
Then continues.
But commencing is starting, right?
At the Hunger Games, please commence.
I don't know. Level 4, we're 30% of the way through that. So here's what's going to happen today. We are going to get some Bachelorette talk. There's a lot that happened yesterday on the Bachelorette. And shout out to Max, who was the performer during Katie's season. Bless you, Carla Marie. Carla Marie.
What is happening today?
Jeez. Carla Marie also has her stream that she's doing with Vistaprint. So we're going to be off by like 8:45 on the West Coast.
Yeah.
And obviously we'll get into some stuff for the chat as well. But because Carla Marie has her stream and actually has to do some real work today, if we get through Hype Train Level 5, which, did we do that yet? No. If we get through Hype Train Level 5, I'll be the only one taking a shot.
Okay.
Because you've got to do real work, and who knows? Maybe Vistaprint is
like,
maybe Vistaprint is watching, and they're like, we need to make sure this girl's not ripping shots.
Maybe.
Before she talks to, who are you talking to today?
Amy, the creator of Gilly Wagon, which is also the founders and creators of Seattle Cocktail Club and Seattle Cocktail Week. So I feel like this chat should really show up to Vistaprint today to honor the human who has helped and supported the show so much. And you get to learn a lot about Amy, and I think it'll be really cool to like kind of see the person behind everything.
Yeah, Amy's one of the people that kind of swooped in and I don't want to be too dramatic, but kind of saved us when we got let go.
Amy and Seattle Gummy Company.
Yeah. And then obviously Katie.
Well, Katie, yeah.
From the Bachelorette as well, actually hooked us up a lot. Who else did? Oh, Halal Guys.
It's
jumped
cool
in
that
right away.
Been a bunch of other small businesses too, which is awesome.
I also want to shout out Sunny Survivor 7, who just gifted 1,000 bits. You see that, Carla Marie?
That's a lot of bits.
So thank you very much for that. Lee in Scottsdale, thank you for the 100 bits. And Cannoli Party. Nope, that is not. Fajita with 200 bits.
Yo, Ganol Party is not Cannoli Party.
Ganol?
It's the Ganol Party.
Oh, is your sister? Because so Carla Marie's sister is getting married not this Friday, but the following Friday. It is from what I understand, very stereotypical New Jersey wedding.
It's almost like I feel it's past the fact that she's having a New Jersey wedding and more it's a New Jersey Italian themed wedding. Like,
are there going to be gunnels?
There's going to be gunnels.
Is there going to be gabagool?
Yeah.
Do you ever do this with the left hand or just the right hand?
I do my left.
Oh, you're a weirdo. Thank you to Dave C for the 100 bits. Let's see.
There's a whole Venetian hour.
What's the Venetian hour?
The dessert cocktail hour, basically.
Is that before the party?
At the end.
Why is it called the Venetian hour?
I don't know. Venetian means dessert somewhere, probably.
I thought Venetian is like if you're from Venice.
I didn't make it up.
What are Venetian blinds? Which way do those go? Do they go like side to side?
You're making things up.
No, Venetian blinds are a thing.
Are you thinking vertical blinds?
No, I'm 99% sure Venetian blinds are a thing. Someone help me out here.
So a Venetian hour is basically your wedding goes cocktail hour, where you've got your hors d'oeuvres and your drinks. Then you have the reception, which is the dancing and the speeches and the meals. And then after that, they'll like reopen up the cocktail hour room, and it's a cocktail hour, but with desserts. So there's like oftentimes a chocolate fountain and s'mores. Like my cousin's wedding, we literally made s'mores and went outside and roasted them. Like all kinds of things.
I've been to a couple weddings where there have been like little s'more pits. I like that. Big fan of the chocolate fountain. You give me some bananas, some strawberries, and some marshmallows, and I'm going to have a whole plate of chocolate-covered
Am I saying
goodness.
It wrong? I'll get my sister on the phone right now. My whole family's been saying it wrong my whole life.
Viennese hour? Is that what that says?
No, I can't.
If it's not Venetian, that would be fantastic.
I cannot wait.
And we've got about just over 90 seconds left for this hype train. Martha said, weddings in Kansas are so weird. They don't have cocktail or seating chart. Just a buffet, dinner, and dancing. So I've been to one wedding without a seating chart. But it was also like a very well done wedding. I don't think they went cheap on it. They just decided you could sit wherever the hell you want to sit. Who else? Tacoma Swifty just gave us 100 bits. Lee and Scottsdale, Sunny Survivor again with 100 bits. And we're at 97%.
Oh my God, this could be. I can't wait until it's me that's been saying it wrong my whole life. But I'm curious.
So it's supposed to be a Viennese hour?
Yeah, which I've never heard.
Wait, is that how I would say it? Right?
Have you heard it like that?
I haven't heard anything about weddings. I don't know anything. Damn, Sunny Survivor is 1,500 bits today. Thank you very much.
Didn't Sunny Survivor just show up for the first time?
Maybe recently. I don't think so, though.
There was another person.
Are we sitting together, says Mark? Well, you would be. Are you at a different table because you're at like the, because you're the,
No,
what is you?
she's
Groom?
not doing that.
No, what are you called? Maid of honor. There we go.
No, she's not doing a bridal party table.
Okay.
We're sitting with my nieces and my cousins.
Or with the kids table?
I guess.
That's awesome. That makes me happy. Adult tables are the worst. And I know that I'm like the proper size and age of an adult. I don't want to be one ever. We got 14 subs and 4,000 bits today. Thank you guys very much.
Someone said long-time listener, first time chatting.
Where was that?
A few ago.
Okay. Thank you to Allison for the sub. Are you still looking up a Venetian hour?
No, I'm finding out if my family says it wrong or just me.
Why don't you just Google it?
No, I'm wrong. But I don't know if they've been wrong.
Oh, so it is a Viennese hour? Not a Venetian hour.
Unless in New Jersey, it's just different.
This is the stupidest conversation we've ever had. Thank you to Jam.
I kind of want to just give my
CD23 for the sub. So,
Jill from New Jersey was the one who said long time listener, first time joining Twitch.
Hi, Jill. So then what are Venetian blinds? Because people have confirmed that those are a thing.
I don't know.
I'm going to have to Google what Venetian blinds are now.
Got an old party said Northeast Italian Americans hijack everything because we can. So is it called Venetian hour?
Venetian.
What is happening?
Venetian blinds. Let's see what Venetian blinds look like. Oh, these are Venetian blinds.
Venetian hour is dessert course at an Italian wedding, Seattle Cocktail Club. What in the actual is happening?
Oh, man.
If I'm right.
So wait, Tacoma Swifty, are you watching The
Venetian
Bachelor now?
Viennese or Venetian hour. Suck it.
So it's both.
Yeah.
Why is it called
Everyone
both?
making fun of me.
I think, which one came first? What do they list first?
It's not like a timeline.
Yeah, it is. No, which one do they list first? Or maybe they're different things, because it says what is the Venetian hour and what is the Viennese hour.
Okay, it appears after dinner is finished and the cake has been cut, a late hour climax to the reception festivities. The basis of the Venetian table is a Sicilian tradition called the Venetian hour, which is a dessert course that offers pastries, fruit, cakes, and coffee.
Okay, and what is a Viennese hour? It was right under there, Carla.
It says what is Viennese. This is amazing. I just love learning new things.
Yeah, Venetian blinds are basically just horizontal blinds, but usually fabric ones that fold up together. So you kind of have Venetian blinds.
The Viennese hour typically occurs after the cake has been cut. Okay, same so far. It is meant to be opulent and lavish display of just about every dessert imaginable. So I guess that's what my sister would be having.
Because it's opulent?
Well, Venetian seemed like it was fruit.
No, Venetian said everything. It literally said all the different desserts. Can you not retain that information?
Cuddle Party said, I've never heard the word Venetian said so many times.
All right. I'm going to go grab the Jack Fire.
So does everyone have to apologize to me now?
No, because you were both right. I'm going to go down and get the bottle of Jack Fire so that I can take the shot in honor of our hype train. You have to explain what you're going to be talking to Amy about today, unless you did that already. I don't think you did.
I didn't. My sister just goes, wait, I've always called it a Viennese hour. What have you been saying? Okay, so what? One is like Sicily, we said? Wow, what a time. Okay, so really quick, I saw Andrea Michelle Photography. She's AM, how the hell do I say your last name? Bielner in here? She just said, I shoot 10 plus weddings a year and I've never heard of this. And that's because you don't shoot crazy weddings in New Jersey. And I hope you never have to. But I know Andrea is here for the Bachelorette review, which we will get into in a second because we were texting during it. But today on Long Story Short with Vistaprint, I will be talking to Amy Faulkner, who is the founder of Gilly Wagon, which is an event production company here in Seattle. But it's way more than that. Obviously, you guys know, has created Seattle Cocktail Club, Seattle Cocktail Week, the Dead Men of Whiskey podcast, and so much more that I'm excited for you to find out. And the whole topic today is revenue streams that work and why it's important for a small business to have more than one revenue stream, you know, in case a panini ever hits, things like that. So we're going to talk about that today. You'll be able to ask questions to Amy, which is super cool. So yeah, that'll happen around 9 a.m. today, Pacific time, noon, other time.
I didn't bring the bottle because I didn't want to leave it here by accident if you do your Vistaprint thing and it's like there's a bottle of Jack, you know?
Thank you.
But I do have bad news. It looks like the bottle of Jack Fire is almost done, which means we'll probably finish it next stream on Thursday.
Oh, I think Thursday we're going to have a fun announcement for everyone.
We might. And I'm not like, I know that we have to go on to a new bottle at some point.
Yeah.
So when we come back from vacation, we'll probably have a new bottle. But Jack Fire has been like the easiest, consistent thing to drink.
I agree.
This whole time.
Oh, Seattle Cocktail Club forgot to give me new bottles yesterday. Bottles?
Gunnels? What else do we
Fueled by
have?
Dana. Did I get to pick the businesses that I'm interviewing for Vistaprint? So they said to me, can you just give us a bunch of businesses that you think would make sense for each of these topics? The company that I'm working with would pitch it to Vistaprint, and if Vistaprint liked it, then they would say, okay, let's go with the person, since I was literally hired for this podcast specifically because I knew so many small businesses. And I'm pretty sure 5 out of the 6 are people that I pitched.
Have they all been on Side Hustlers? Your old podcast?
No.
Okay.
Well, I guess all so far, yeah, Amy would be the first one, no.
So I'm going to rip this shot.
Okay.
What are you doing
I'll
over there?
blow my nose.
And I realized I poured myself a double. Carla Marie is going to explain what she did to our regular shot glasses in a second.
Oh, my God.
Because that's why I'm drinking out of this guy. So we are going to have to get new shot glasses at some point. Explain, Carla Marie. And after I say cheers. I'm going to do this, right? There we go.
So, I don't know how parents do this, honestly, because there were just kittens running around yesterday, just chaos at all times, and I was trying to clean the dishes, and I didn't know that someone left the tiny shot glasses in the sink, and they went down the garbage disposal. So I turned on the garbage disposal, and
both of them. So 2 shot glasses were in the
I
in the
didn't even know
disposal.
what were in there. So then
What did it sound like? Was it terrible?
Garbage disposal, and I stuck my hand in there to get it out. I only got a little scratch, but it was fine. I was very careful. And
you turned it off first.
Yes.
Okay.
And then I was like Googling, how do I get it out? Vacuum. So I had to get my vacuum hose and stick it in the garbage disposal. Then there was like food in the vacuum. So the vacuum's like cleaning outside, drying outside. And then it stopped. It was like working fine, and then it stopped. So Mr. Roto-Rooter is coming here today.
To fix the garbage
I
disposal.
guess so.
Did you like burn out the motor?
I don't know.
So a lot of people are saying you look great shot glasses. We are going to work on that at some point.
Yeah.
We've got to figure out the best way to we have to figure out the best material to use. Like, are they going to be metal shot glasses? Which I don't love the feeling of metal shot glasses.
But they ship better.
But they ship better, easier. They're lighter, harder to break. Or are we going to go all out and do glass shot glasses, which will probably be a little more expensive to ship? But they're like the standard shot glass. So
Roto-Rooter was $40.
Jersey Shore orange plastic shot glasses, says BR.
Oh my God.
Did you know Solo makes shot glasses, like little Solo cups? Those things are kind of adorable. Yeah. If it wasn't just throwing out plastic every day, I'd probably drink my shots exclusively out of those.
Wendy said there's probably a reset button on the garbage disposal. Well, it still makes a noise.
What do you mean?
The garbage disposal still makes a noise, but it doesn't do, like, it's like, not like.
Yeah, there might be a reset button.
Can you go do it now so I can cancel Mr.
I'm not going downstairs to look for the.
Doing Vistaprint?
I don't even know where a reset button would be on it. Is it like on the disposal, like on the big motor? Because I don't know anything about anything. Also, tank top merchandise is something we're thinking about, but I don't know if that'll be the next one because if we do another launch, which we are hoping to do, it'll probably be mid-fall so that everyone can get it by Christmas. So I don't know if that's like the right time to do a tank top, but we'll probably be launching a You Look Great challenge in the new year. So maybe it is the perfect time so people can get their You Look Great tank top a couple weeks before we launch the You Look Great challenge. So there's a lot going on. Baby onesies are also there. Let's see.
Oh, there's a little.
Is that Laurel? Was that? How would I say that? Lorelei?
It's Lorelei.
Lorelei 0809.
There's a button on the.
There's a button on the bottom and it's red. Why don't you go look for it? Since you're the garbage disposal breaker.
8:15. What if it explodes all over me or something?
It's not that kind of red button. Are you going to find it?
I'm going to go really quick.
Okay.
I love working from home.
I wear tanks all year. I have actually been wearing tank tops every single Friday since I announced that I was going to be celebrating Tank Top Friday. So Vicky, here's the problem with toddler sizes. I think baby onesies are easy for us to print and sell because at some point, like every baby fits into that. Once we start getting into other sizes, then you've got to go by like all the different months, right? Isn't it like 2 to 4 months and then 4 to 6 months or however babies are sized these days? So I don't know how many we'd have to stock if we do a stock. If we do what we did last time, which is where the store is open for like 2.5 weeks, then we can kind of print whatever we want. So we'll see. We'll have to figure out how that works. Because if we do something where we have stock, we have to buy everything in advance, like buy all the supplies and stuff in advance. And I don't know if we have the ability yet to do that, but we're going to price everything out and see how it all works. I don't hear anything yet. For the Millman, are you allowed to wear no sleeves while you're working? Or do you have to wear like your full uniform all the time, regardless of weather? Toddler sizes might be easier because they go by the year. Baby goes by the month. So we weren't thinking of multiple baby sizes, just the onesie. Like when you're born, you throw it on, and then you shit yourself as a baby, and it gets thrown away. I don't know. What do you do with onesies?
No.
It didn't work?
No button.
There's no button, according to Carla Marie.
And I unplugged it because there's a...
What did you just do? What just happened?
And I unplugged it because the plug is under there. It didn't work.
Okay, so the disposal is shot.
Yeah.
I really do hope... Oh, bibs would be fun. A You Look Great bib is good. What about kid sizes? So again, it all depends on how we do the store again. If we do the store the same way we did the last time,
and not waste of time in the middle of
well, no, I just want to explain. I think it's how we decide to do the store.
Yes.
If we do the store the same way we did the last time, we can offer way more. The problem is you have to buy it within that 2 to 2.5 week period, and then it's done. And we've already had people reaching out like, oh my God, I missed that week, or I didn't see it, or whatever. Especially because so many people are posting about it. People are DMing us, which is fantastic, by the way, about their own merch, which we just can't help with.
Yeah.
So we've got to figure out, maybe we do a pre-sale for most of it, and then we hold a couple things that we just have a stock of, like your generic You Look Great t-shirt, tank, and hoodie.
Yes.
Something like that. So we're going to figure all of that out when we're back from vacation, because we have to actually look at all of the numbers of specific things that were purchased. Because I'm sure there's a couple shirts that we offered that nobody bought.
I had someone who was pissed off and reached out and was like, because what they did to the website is they made everything sold out. Mm-hmm. And So the website is still available. You can go there. You can see all the products. You can look around, but it says sold out and you can't order.
Well, it's because that's the same website we're going to use the next time, so they can't just kill it.
So someone messaged me like a screenshot and was like, this says sold out. Why are you posting it? And I'm like, I'm not posting anything. And I realized our Instagram shop still is live. And I was like, I'm not posting anything. You're in the Instagram shop.
Well, also, if they go listen to an old podcast or an old show, we're probably talking about it.
Where we also said 50 million times when it closed.
Yeah, well, it is what it is. Vicky said, don't do newborn size onesies. Not many babies fit into newborn. Mm-hmm. Really? Mm-hmm. The hell do they have that as a size for then?
Nobody knows. All right. We need a Bachelorette song intro.
We don't have one of those, but we are going to get it. So first off, if you are here for the Bachelorette discussions.
No.
What?
If you're here for the right reasons.
If you're here for the right reasons. Let us know if you've watched The Bachelorette from last night in the chat. Just literally write, I watched it or I didn't watch it. So last night there were a lot of things that happened and a lot of guys did go home. So if you didn't watch it and you don't want anything to be spoiled, I promise it's okay if you leave and you come back on Thursday. It is totally cool with us. Or watch this after you watch the podcast or the show. Okay, so a lot of people did watch it. Now.
I didn't watch, but love hearing your recap anyway. Thank you, Allison.
Perfect. And Tacoma Swiftie just finished watching the episode.
Okay. What are you starting with?
Well, first off, the amount of people that went home. Total.
Half of the guys left, apparently?
Yeah. She Thanos'd like the whole thing. She snapped and half of the guys were gone. Because one guy went home after his one-on-one date.
You can't just say one guy.
Well, hold on. One guy went home after his one-on-one group date, or his one-on-one date, and then what? 5 other guys got sent home, or 4? 4 other guys got sent home during the rose ceremony, and I know a lot of people were borderline traumatized by the man who went home in the one-on-one date.
So she sent Connor B, the cat. The guy
he's the music teacher from Nashville who dressed up as the cat.
Teacher who plays music.
Oh, okay.
But dressed up as a cat the first night. Like an absolute sweetheart of a dude. Like, I think he's in Nashville. Ricky, find him, hang out with him. Amazing guy. But like she said, he's a great guy, but there was nothing there. Like they kissed and she didn't feel anything, and like that's what a lot of people experience in life. And she sent him home, but it wasn't like, bye Connor B, you suck.
Yeah.
It was like a very emotional breakup that we watched.
It was interesting seeing, and a lot of people are saying this in the chat, but it was interesting seeing how shook the guys in the house were when Connor B was sent home. And Katie, the things that we've seen her post about and the things that she's told us, I don't even want to say off the record, but just in conversation was her season. There was like a bromance with all of the guys. She's like, the guys are all amazing dudes. And you could tell that they were all surprised that the nice guy got sent home. And I think they were not only sad for him, but also it made them very scared for themselves. Because they were like, if the nice guy got sent home, but that doesn't mean, like, just because you're a nice person doesn't mean there's a spark with you and this particular person. Yeah. And she wanted there to be, but you could tell it just wasn't there. He's like, I want him to be my friend. He's funny. He seems very kind. I feel like he probably gets friend zoned a lot, maybe. Because he is like so cute and little silly dude. The other thing, and so Connor B, was that the Connor? Yeah. Connor B getting sent home was one of the big events. But we've got to go all the way back to the beginning of the episode last night, where one of the most awkward things that a producer has probably ever pitched fired up here happened. I'm not even fired up. It was just so weird and stupid. They did this challenge, and you could tell that it was the producer setting it up and the 3 women, Katie, Caitlin, and Tasha. They all... The Whoa-Whoa Challenge. The Whoa-Whoa Challenge, which was basically telling the guys on the show, hey, we're setting up a challenge for you, and you're not supposed to do hanky-panky with yourself at all during this. I thought that was so... It was just so a weird, stupid thing for them to throw in. I don't think Katie...
unless there was something going on behind the scenes where, because
Like they were all jerking it in front of each other?
Katie said something like, oh, I know for a fact that the guys are, to Caitlyn and Tasha, unless she just said that. Now, if that's a conversation we're not seeing, or like they are talking about the fact that they have to do that often to her, because she has talked about.
I guarantee you.
Can I finish why I think this theory?
Yes.
Maybe because she has been so open talking about self-care and self-pleasure, maybe it came up in several conversations and we haven't seen it, to the point where she decided, let's mess with them.
I highly doubt that in their one-on-one time or group dates or whatever is happening, I highly doubt, Carla Marie, that the guys are like, oh yeah, when I was in my shower by myself before, I was whacking it. Like, it's not something that we do.
So Andrea mentioned this, and someone else, I saw it on Twitter last night, that said they're trying to compete with the Netflix show Too Hot to Handle, where like if you kiss anyone, like touch anyone or jerk it, because there's cameras on you 24/7, you lose money.
Okay.
And that's the whole Netflix show.
Yeah, but and they did a terrible job if that's what they're trying to compete with.
Well, yeah.
Like a terrible job. And it was just so stupid. And no, Jen, it's not something that men generally discuss. Oh, especially not with women.
And it was supposed to be honor system.
Yeah. Again, the whole thing was stupid. So, and they tried to I think they tried to force reintroducing that topic later in the episode. With Blake and with some of the guys having different
I didn't catch
moments back and forth. Mainly with Blake though.
Yeah, I didn't.
And then the other thing that the guys kept saying, and Katie even said this, they all assumed that if they were going to have their personal time, because they were trying to win Katie's heart, like they'd be doing it thinking of Katie. That's not how that shit works. It's just not.
I'm sure they were though, because they're in their head, it's still a fantasy, right?
In their head, it's whatever you need to do to get from point A to point C. So the only thing, the best way that I've ever heard it explained, I think it was Jerry Seinfeld in a stand-up a long time ago. When a guy does that, generally speaking, there should be like a stage director in that person's head, because you very rarely go through like one specific situation.
So what?
It's usually just like whatever kind of gets you going.
We don't want to know about anybody's thoughts.
Yeah, but it was the best way I've heard it described in a stand-up.
So a lot of people are mentioning the sprinkler. That's what we were saying when they kind of bring it back and tie it, like put a little bow on it. On the Whoa challenge is showing that Blake puts the do not disturb sign on his door and then the sprinkler goes off. Stupid. And does Blake not have any roommates? I'm curious.
No, because someone said he took a long shower.
Oh, yeah.
But are we supposed to assume that Blake and Katie hooked up that night then?
No. He goes into the room by himself. You keep saying
No, but weren't they together?
They were together in the hallway.
Okay. And we'll talk about Blake, by the way.
She says goodnight, closes the door, and then he walks down the hallway. And then that's now the second time you have said to me, did they go to the room together?
Yeah, I thought he did. Okay, so a couple things. The things we addressed so far were Connor B being sent home, the Whoa challenge, which all of it, every part of it was cringeworthingly stupid.
Yeah. Now
there wasn't one entertaining part.
Now the part that irked Anthony the most, and he was losing his mind over, was Justin's one-on-one date where he and Katie basically played their wedding,
wedding dress, tuxedo, vows, ring, pictures, everything. Like Katie literally shows her wedding ring in the picture or in the video. What I said to Carla Marie was, I understand that it is a TV show. I understand that if I got on the show, whether as the main person or one of the contestants, I know going into it, it is a TV show. They're doing stupid things for TV. However, if I was Justin, and they said, hey, this is your one-on-one date. This is what you're going to do. You're going to have a fake wedding with fake wedding photos, with vows, with all of that. I would have said, absolutely not. As much as I know that I am on this show and it is being produced for entertainment. And I am on a show also to hopefully find love and find my person. I am not going to ruin that moment for the rest of my life by doing it as a joke the first time. I'm not writing fake wedding vows to someone.
Weird. It's so weird.
I really do think that down the road that ruins the moment. And I hope it doesn't. I hope Katie and whoever she ends up with have a fantastic wedding. I just think maybe not ruins it, but it waters it down.
Mm-hmm.
It makes it a joke.
But
and I guarantee you, if that was me, I would have been like, absolutely not. I don't even want this date. I'll go back to the house.
Like Sergio said, there's a fake wedding episode every season so that they can fake us all out in the promos. But at this point, we should know better.
Yeah, I just wouldn't do it.
No, they do this every season. There's a fake wedding date every season.
In the last episode, all the girls put on wedding dresses, but didn't they have like a food fight or something?
But they took photos with Matt first.
Oh, yeah, they did.
And then it was a food fight or a paint fight or whatever. That's when Katie doesn't get to go to the cocktail hour and she's crying. Not cocktail hour,
the food fight.
Night date. It's paint or something.
I thought it was food.
It was like they had to run through the forest, remember?
And I'll say it all. I don't care how many times they've done it on the show. I just think it's stupid.
Mm-hmm.
And I am waiting for the one day where someone's like, guys, this is dumb. I'm not doing it. Like literally pick someone else to do this because there's a good chance that at the time when Justin did it, him and Katie did their fake wedding thing. There were still, 11 other guys on the show?
I'm confused
10?
by the numbers, but yeah.
But either way, there were enough guys on the show where his odds aren't great.
No.
So to do that, and I know that most people maybe wouldn't care down the road. I just don't think you should be making a joke of that moment.
Is it worse? That moment, right? Does it become worse if she picks Justin and marries him in real life, or if she picks someone else and marries them? What makes that moment worse?
I think if she picks Justin, then it was like, okay, you both knew and you were madly in love. Like if she did that with Blake, I'd be like, all right, I think Blake is the one anyway at this point in the show. There's no one that Katie has been, at least that's what the producers are making it look like. It looks like Katie is head over heels for Blake.
Which, now this is what takes me to my new theory that I haven't even given to you.
Okay.
Well, can we just talk about Hunter went home? Bye. I was done with that.
Oh, so drama. Then the guys who went home, and we'll cut to that at the end, are... Because then we have to go back to Connor B being let go.
Left? There's 6 guys left.
Yeah.
And 5 went home. So she didn't Thanos it.
Almost.
Okay. That's why I'm
very close.
So confused. Okay.
So Trey went home, which broke my absolute heart. Love Trey. The tall Canadian guy, did he go home?
No, that's who you're mad about.
That's who stayed. So who went home?
Hunter.
Yes.
Trey. Connor B.
Yeah. Who else went home?
Oh, James.
James. No, and
James.
Was it Josh?
James.
The tall guy is James?
The guy, that Canadian, yeah, with the collar. Who always wears, what is this called? Turtleneck.
Yeah.
The box guy.
And Aaron?
Oh, and Aaron.
Why did I think Aaron's name was Josh? But yeah, Aaron went home as well.
Okay. So.
What are you looking up?
I was just trying to see who's left.
Okay.
So, Brendan is the name she says, and I posted on my Instagram story, Anthony going, who the fuck is Brendan?
Yeah.
And Katie responded to it and was like, most of America had that reaction and like laughed.
That's the Canadian guy?
Yeah.
Okay.
He was the firefighter who played hockey. And remember in the beginning, you were like, they always do that to the Canadians.
Yeah, I
blah, blah, blah.
completely forgot about him. No, he's a firefighter. He doesn't play hockey.
Who played hockey? They played hockey on the first, like they kept showing him at home, blah, 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 whatever. This is the thing that happens on all of the seasons. Think about Matt with Rachel. We barely saw Matt and Rachel together to the point
other
where
than their one-on-one date. Yeah.
It doesn't make sense. We don't know this girl, Rachel. Why is she still here? And what happened last night? Oh, wait, this guy Brendan's here? Or Brendan's here?
Yeah.
And that's what's making me think. They're like throwing off our scent with Blake
I do think I'm falling for what the producers are doing.
I was like, who are you falling?
I'm falling for what the producers are doing in getting us to think that Blake is the guy.
Yeah.
It's almost like too good to be true with Blake. You know what I mean?
But Mike P, the baseball player who is a virgin.
Yeah, who was dressed like a Dick in the Box character yesterday.
I keep saying that.
You ever see the Dick in the Box Justin Timberlake SNL short?
Yeah.
They wear the suits, the turtlenecks, and the one chain over the turtleneck. He was dressed like he was legitimately in the Dick in the Box music video.
I love Mike P. I'm actually happy with the group of guys that are left, except like I'm over Greg.
Trey broke my heart.
I know. I do love Andrew S. But I think Andrew S. would make a great bachelor.
Oh, yeah. Andrew S. is the one that had the fake English accent originally. Yeah, like him a lot. And yeah, if anyone remembers the Dick in a Box video, like, that's what Mike the Virgin was dressed like. What are you reading, Carla Marie?
I think Trey and Aaron should have taken Andrew's advice where you focus on yourself and your relationship.
Yeah, but they also got Blake out.
No, Blake's still there.
I thought Blake was sent home.
Blake?
Oh, God. No, not Blake. Hunter. Hunter was sent home, right? I'm not good with names. I'm just not.
It's so hard to follow sometimes.
Yeah.
I'm talking to you and you're mentioning people. I love looking at Andrew Beck.
Good looking guy. He's probably the best looking guy left on the show.
Yeah, but I think that Mike P and Michael A are also hot.
Which one is the chain? The
Mike P.
He's absolutely the ugliest one on the show. And that's not saying that he is ugly.
You think Blake is hotter than Mike P? I literally sound like I'm in middle school.
I think Blake, if you threw both of them into a regular bar or a club or something, I think Blake would attract more women than Mike P.
Because you're going to say personality-wise.
Because what?
Because of personality-wise.
No.
Mike P is so hot.
I don't know. He's kind of a weird-looking guy.
So hot.
Whatever happened to the guy from Boston? Christian.
He went home, remember?
I don't remember his storyline at all. I just remember really hating him in the first part of it.
He went home and like every girl in America was like losing their mind. Then he went home.
Yeah. Yeah, see, I don't think a lot of people agree with you, Carla Marie, about Mike P. I also don't think Blake is that attractive. I just think he's slightly more attractive than Mike P.
So I'm right.
I don't know.
Okay. So Katie sends Connor B home and she's upset. And Connor B comes back to the house, says goodbye to the guys. And
Blake sees it.
And he's like, she was upset, blah, blah, whatever. I guess he probably says she was in her sweatpants, but didn't even go on a date. And all of a sudden, we finally see that scene that's been in all the promos of Blake outside Katie's room going, Katie, like in the movie Say Anything, with the speaker, playing the song of the country artist that played on their one-on-one date. And as soon as that happens, Anthony goes, vulture!
He's a vulture. He is a vulture. Do you remember the scene in Wedding Crashers when they go to Will Ferrell's house? It's like grief is the strongest aphrodisiac.
They go to the funerals.
Yeah. That's what Blake did. Blake was like, oh my God, she's clearly super sad. She's alone, not on this date, so she's got some extra time. I'm going to go be the hero. I'm going to be the guy that swoops in when she is sad and makes her happy and forgets blah, blah, blah. And I want to point out, I don't think that Blake is necessarily mean or has any ill intentions when he does it, but he is the most he's got the most tenure on the show in terms of the amount of times he's been on The Bachelorette.
Well, he says really quick, Court just said producers 100% told him to do that. He says to her, do you know how hard this was to do?
Which makes me think it was his idea.
Because anytime you want to do anything that is like, I mean, truly anything, like you can't send notes, none of it. Like you have to beg and beg and beg and has to get like basically run up a flagpole.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know.
And again, I'm not saying that Blake is a bad person for doing any of this. He is just a very typical man in that he is going to circle and wait for his moment of vulnerability and swoop in like a vulture on a carcass. And unfortunately, in this scenario, Katie was the carcass. And that's a friend of mine, and I love her. And I hope if it is Blake at the end, I hope they have the best relationship in the whole world. But that does not take away from the fact that Blake himself has vulture tendencies.
Yeah, and then like making out in the hallway and stuff.
And if you missed the first time I called him a vulture, it was a couple of weeks ago when Blake first got on the show. And we found out that once Katie was eliminated from the last season of The Bachelor, Matt's season, Blake slid into her DMs basically like instantaneously. And was like, oh my God, you're so strong and powerful and I respect you as a human, blah, blah, blah. Even though you're a complete fucking stranger.
What if Katie and Blake are together?
Yeah.
Like in real life, and they're hanging out together right now in like, I don't know, the secluded places that they get to go.
Yeah.
Whoever, like you choose, you get to go to these secluded places together. What if they're in their secluded place together and she's like, let's watch my friend's recap.
I take nothing back because like I said, I don't think Blake is a bad person. I think he's a very typical man. I think we've all done it as men.
That's what I'm asking. When have you done it? That you can remember.
I don't think there's a specific moment where I was like, oh, she's heartbroken, I'm going to go in there. But I guarantee you there are times where like I knew a girl was in a shaky relationship and I kind of just like hung around the area until I had my shot. So, and again, that's why I'm not saying that Blake is a bad person. I think every guy at some point. I know
the area you were hanging out in.
Where?
In Hoboken.
Yeah, but Hoboken, you can like literally trip and fall on a heartbroken woman at some point.
Yeah, it's true.
Again, I don't think Blake is a bad person. Mm-hmm. I just think he's a very typical man and very opportunistic and has vulture-like tendencies.
Yeah.
And that could work. I think there have been a lot of situations in the world where the vulture method has gotten the two perfect people together. It doesn't take away from the fact that it started like a vulture. Just like there were...
You had people tweeting you last night.
Yeah.
I was dying. Being
and think about it this way. We can all probably agree that cheating is bad, right? But there are still great relationships that have developed when those two people or one of those two people was already in a relationship, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's not to say that this relationship can't stand, if it is a relationship, by the way, with Blake and Katie. That doesn't mean it can't go on for years and years and years. That doesn't take away from the fact that it started with Blake being a vulture.
I have no idea who is left.
I do think now that you say it, I think
at the end,
what you said earlier with the producers and the editors kind of taking us along a story, I do think now that I have been caught up in what the producers wanted us to be caught up with, which is like focus all your energy on Blake.
Because in the promo,
there is maybe this Canadian dude is the guy.
In the promo, he says, "I'm not in love." I told Katie I'm not in love with her or something like that. But also in the promo, we see Blake's sister, which means he makes it to hometowns.
Well, at this point, I mean,
it's 4 people.
There's 4 people, so
no, there's 6 people left,
and 4 go to hometowns.
I believe
so. That's a good probability. It's a good chance.
Yeah.
Who do you think is going to make it? Because then I guess
because then we also see Greg with her at the Gumwall. That would be her hometown.
What is the difference? How many people go to her hometown?
Isn't it just 2 or 3?
So there's only 6 left, is what we've decided.
Yeah.
Who do you think, if there's 4 that make it to hometowns, who do you think are the 4?
The hometowns?
Yeah.
Greg, Blake, Andress, and Brendan.
Which one's Brendan?
Oh,
he's the guy that's on the screen?
No, that's Mike P. Anthony.
Which one? Brendan's the Canadian hockey player.
Yes.
Okay, got it. Got it.
Yeah, they don't travel anywhere, but it's called hometowns.
Yeah, I kind of feel bad for Katie. I'm not going to lie. She's been on 2 seasons now. One where she was a contestant on The Bachelor. Now is the main person on The Bachelorette. 0 travel.
She talked about that on the podcast, the Vile Files. Did we ever find out how to say it?
No.
Vile Files. And she talked about how, like, honestly, though, the turnaround time, she's always heard how horrendous it is to be on the show. And, like...
Oh, and travel to, like, Tahiti?
And then you're filming right away. And then you're traveling again and filming right away. And she's like, we didn't have that. Like, we got to actually have extra time together.
Yeah, but, like, you also didn't have dinner on top of, like, the world's tallest tower or whatever they do. I don't know if you're allowed to go on top of the world's tallest tower. Seems dangerous. I think Michael A. is voluntarily going to leave because he misses his kid and break... I mean...
I could see that.
I could definitely see that. I think out of all the people, I guess I could see him going home early or leaving on his own because he does have that relationship with his kid. Apparently Hunter didn't care about his damn kids at all. He literally mentioned them in one episode and was like, here's a picture of my kids. See you later.
Yeah.
Hunter also, I want to give him the benefit of the doubt because we talked about this a lot in Katie's season where the producers and the way the show plays out basically brainwashes you and turns you in from thinking, oh, this is a cool experience, maybe I'll find my person, into I have to win this game by any means necessary. And I think we saw the progression of Hunter where it clicks one day in his head. Because he keeps saying, not only does he say, I'm going to win Katie's heart or I'm going to impress Katie, he always couples that with, and I'm going to be better than all of these guys. I'm going to kick all of their asses, or I'm going to get ahead of all of these guys. And he keeps saying those things together in tandem.
And the guys mention how like he's a big fan of the franchise, and he like, which is fine at this point. Like Katie was a big fan of the franchise.
Yeah.
When she went on Matt's season, but everyone's like, he's calculated, and they kept saying that like he's playing.
He knows how to do it.
Which it is a game.
Which apparently he didn't do a very good job because he's already sent home. We do have to get you out of here soon, Carla Marie. Okay. We've got about 2 minutes until we're done.
By get me out of here, you mean get everyone else out of here.
That's true. Did anyone watch Hunter's sobriety story?
I haven't watched it, but I know Katie. I don't know actually where that is. I just know Katie posted about him and how they talked about, they celebrated his sobriety. And
I did see that one quick clip where, he was saying he was sober for a long time and they toasted. And she actually, at the cocktail hour, had a lemon water or something because of him, right? Something like that.
That was last week, so I don't know. Maybe.
And again, it's so hard because you don't want to get on here. Even on Twitter, there were times where I had something ready to tweet throughout this whole season. And I was like, I don't need to say that.
No,
that was not necessary, so I'll delete it.
I agree.
And just because it's funny in the moment doesn't mean it doesn't still affect someone down the road. And I try to keep telling myself I can only make decisions that the show, and only have opinions that the show allows me to have, right? Because something happened last week where I remember being annoyed with something, and Carla Marie was like, yeah, but you don't know, maybe there was more to the story that we didn't see. And I was like, yeah, but I can't make decisions and opinions based on things I don't see or hear.
Yeah, it's tough.
So we're all stuck in this weird place of, we're all judgmental humans. That's what we do as humans. But we also understand that these are all humans who have real lives outside of this. Connor B, I'm sure, is a fantastic guy. I'm sure Hunter has people that love him, and I'm sure he's a great friend to a bunch of people out there.
I think, okay, so far, what do you think next Bachelor?
Andrew.
I think Andrew S. I think Connor B could do it. I think
Connor B was the one that was sent home, the bad kisser. I also feel bad.
Bad kisser.
I also feel
said
bad.
It wasn't there.
This will be the last thing we say, and we have to go so Carla Marie can do her stream with Vistaprint. Please go check that out. Jump in the chat, ask a question, because it'll help not only Carla Marie, it'll help Vistaprint, it'll help us as a company do more things down the road. But I almost wish Katie just said, I'm not feeling a connection, and as nice as you are, I have to send you home. I wish she didn't say the kiss thing, because the last thing you hear Connor B say is like, how bad of a kisser am I? It just sets him up for so much failure.
He teaches 8th graders. What grade does he teach?
I thought it was middle school. I don't know.
I feel like he's going to get bullied when he goes back.
He might. He might. Kids are terrible. Let's see.
Hopefully he gets to go on. Wait. Oh, no. I was going to say, was he on Paradise? But we don't know that yet. Because they put a bunch out, but obviously didn't put him out.
Yeah, like the guy from Miami, the motivational speaker, is part of it.
Carl.
But who knows? We might see like Trey and Connor as part of the new season now.
I would Paradise. Like that.
Trey, I just want to become like, I actually want to text Katie, be like, yo, where does Trey live? Like, if I'm in the neighborhood, can I like hang out with him? Because he just seems like a fun human.
I think he's in California. No.
And I loved the way Trey left the show.
Oh, he cried.
He was emotional. He wasn't like bawling, but you could tell he was heartbroken. And then he shouted out his mom and dad, which I thought was really cool. Like, he just seems like a genuinely nice human. I
have a correction to make. Katie is not 5'6". Katie is the same height as me.
Yeah.
She says she's 5'3", but I'm 5'2.5", and we're the same height.
she's 5'3", like NBA players are 6'6". They're usually like 6'4", but they say they're 6'6" in the stat book. It is time for us to get out of here. Have a great day. We'll be back on Thursday for our last show, until vacation. That was a little dramatic.
And we might have an announcement.
And we most likely, like Carla Marie said, will have an announcement. Check out Carla Marie's Vistaprint stream. Where is it, Carla Marie?
On Vistaprint's Facebook.
There you go. Peace out.